Hi class, today we are going to talk about a negative OCR by RBNZ. Because of the global financial crisis and the COVID-19 pandemic, the New Zealand economy has been suffering a serious economic recession. The New Zealand Central Bank RBNZ uses the official interest rate to adjust monetary policy, and they target a negative OCR at the current stage and in the foreseeable future. They hope a negative OCR can influence the monetary supply to stimulate the economic expansion, achieving price stability and affect the saving and investment decision. So how do we define the negative OCR? A negative OCR not necessarily means that depositors pay interest for the deposits. However, banks have to pay the central bank to hold their overnight deposits. The negative OCR is designed to encourage commercial banks to keep lending out at a lower rate. As a result, depositors will consume or invest the money in the capital market rather than depositing at banks.
We would like to talk about some advantages of negative OCR. The first advantage is that RBNZ intends to offer a low-cost, secure long-term funding for member banks. The policy will effectively increase the supply of credit and loan in the market because banks have stronger stability to support household borrowings. The second one is that it affects the general expectation in the economy. The decreased OCR will lead to expansionary activities. Lower OCR can overcome the low inflation and stimulate price development. The third is that it affects the decrease in exchange rate. Increased export can not only increase the New Zealand cash inflow, it can also boost the demand for a lower market. So increase the employment situation as well. So the negative OCR policy has several advantages. We still have some limitations. Negative OCR may hurt the balance sheet of commercial banks. Commercial banks may increase the lower interest rate to pass on costs. They also allocate high-risk assets to make up for the eroded profits and increase the arbitrage of investment capital, which is not good for price stability.
I'm going to discuss the negative OCR disadvantages. Negative interest rate will distort the calculation of discount present value. When the discount rate is negative, the present value of future pension payment may be higher than its future value. In short, this would have a disastrous effect on the funding of pensions. For those people who rely on long-term deposit income, the negative OCR policy can be considered as a terrible monetary policy. Moreover, the deposit rate is extremely low and eventually reaches the negative territory. It may be cheaper to withdraw the money because they need to pay for savings. Furthermore, the negative OCR might squeeze the bank margins and profitability of banks will be significantly impacted. Even the bank reserves and credit availability may be affected seriously, especially when there are some problems with the market function and health of financial markets. The credit availability might be tightened because banks may not have enough reserves or liquidity assets to offer loans to customers. Thus, the contradictory economic situation may occur. In conclusion, the costs of negative OCR outweigh the benefits of it, and the negative interest rate still have a great uncertainties.
Finally, we got conclusion. Before central bank decide to use the negative OCR, they should be consider other useful instruments first to affect the interest rate and money supply to save the economy, like quantitative easing. By buying government securities, central bank put more and more money into reserve of bank to boost liquidity. And other way like credit easing. During the financial crisis, the U.S. Fed tend to change the composition of the asset side of central bank rather than release more money into the market. That also might be the useful thought for central bank to be considered. Therefore, we don't support to use the negative OCR unless there is no other efficient method to save the economy. RBNZ might use the negative OCR as the last weapon for economy stimulus. But as we talked before, negative OCR have many side effects, so if they decide to use that, they need to be ready for what will happen and the potential problem. Thank you for watching.